Heather.
Yeah, you better not be doubting me.
Are we live? Oh, it says we're live on Facebook.
Okay. Can you hear me
Good.
now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. I don't see the Zoom now. What do I do? Where do I find the Zoom again? Oh, click on the camera.
Go back to the application. Yeah.
Okay, found it. So
okay, guys.
All set, right?
Well done, Crystal.
Okay. All right.
You're amazing. I don't care what Heather said about you.
Thanks a lot, Heather.
No, she was actually giving you a vote of confidence.
Oh, thanks, Heather. Okay. Welcome, everyone, to our Wednesday night Come Alive call. Tonight is the night where we get to hear from all of you guys, all of your results, what you guys are experiencing so far. We're even going to get some updates from some of you who are on like your 4th, 5th, and even 6th shred. I know Mel is on, I can't remember what number you're on now. Number 9. Oh my gosh. And it's Mel's birthday. So everybody make sure and go wish Mel a happy birthday on Facebook sometime tonight, because she is amazing. And before we get started, Sean wanted to make a quick announcement.
Well, thank you, Crystal. Thank you for that. Happy birthday, Mel. We love you. I hope someone makes you some kind of a jingle, because you deserve it. So I'm at my son's soccer game tonight, so I'm only going to be on for a minute because it's an important game they're playing tonight instead of this weekend because of Easter. But wanted to come on here, wanted to announce another special addition to our executive board. Before I do that, thank you last night for the call, Shred Your Body call, Jesse James Jamnick with Paul Suppley, I think it's called, Suppley. It was awesome. Thank you so much. If you guys missed that, go watch it. It's just beautiful what this is doing for people. And as Paul sat there and kind of told all the gains, if you will, I just sat there and I thought, wow, this is really special what it's doing for people. It's really, really special. There's one individual who has been involved since the beginning of ER Shred, since we launched it in early October. This particular individual has been involved probably, I would say this individual more so than anybody I know has been using ER Shred to, he has just reached a lot of people. And that, that's our intention. We're unabashed about our intention. We want to help people with this protocol. We want to give people their lives back. We want to help people take back control, and we want to give them community where they feel like they belong and they feel like, they're empowered moving forward. This person has been involved heavily, always shows up, always brings value. And I'm actually going to have him on the call tomorrow night, the Shredders United call, where we will dig deeper into how he's been able to help so many people with ER Shred. So many of the people that have shared incredible results are on his team. And so want to thank you, Adam Sisk. First of all, want to thank you for your trust. Want to thank you for your brotherhood. Want to thank you for buying into this culture, for representing this culture. You bleed it. You so represent it as we would hope. And also thank your wife, Mary Beth, for her loaning us to you all the time. I know you've got a big family. I know how busy you guys are. I know what it's like to have a big family. So anyway, on behalf of myself, Heather, Crystal, Jesse, Bob, all of us, Susan, Adam, will you accept this rose? No, I'm kidding. But Adam, for real, would you accept that invitation to be on our executive board of ER Shred, Adam?
100%. Absolutely.
All right. That's the answer we're hoping for, Adam.
Yes,
Adam,
absolutely.
Adam, share a couple words how you feel, and then I'll turn it back over to Crystal.
Very honored. Thank you. I appreciate it. I am happy to be part of such a exclusive team. And guys, I mean, I have been with this for a while, since the start, if you will, and it's as organic as it could possibly get. I I found Sean because Sean was vulnerable. I found Sean because I was in a really, really dark spot, you know, in 2020, and so was he, evidently. And it connected to me. And there's no other reason for me doing this other than feeling better for myself and then helping others feel better also. And sure, that is all about health, but it's also a little bit about wealth because, you know, money's not everything, but it's right up there with oxygen, as Jim Rohn would say. And, you know, I like helping people, you know, achieve both. So I absolutely accept 100%. I appreciate it. And I can't wait to get on that call tomorrow with you and share what I have learned, not only about myself, but also on how to achieve even better results, you know, with other instruments in the health field and in the business field. So it's pretty awesome. And without this happening, guys, without me seeing Sean's lives early on in August, September, none of this would have happened. None of it. And we're in a lot better space now, my family and I, in our business, than we were back then. And it's all thanks to this.
Well, it couldn't happen to a better person and a better family. We love you, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Crystal, it's all yours.
Okay. Thank you, Adam. I'm just so grateful for you as well. And I'm very much looking forward to the interview with you tomorrow, you and Sean. So this is going to be fun. I'm sure we can all learn a bunch of awesome things from you. And you've just been so great at sharing with us all that you know. So, all right, you guys, this is fun. This is my favorite day to get together where we all get to share more of our experience around this 11-day ER shred. And you all know Sean and our experience with it. So this is your night to get to share your experience. So we have a few people that have volunteered to share, but if there's, I'm guessing there might be some more time before we turn the time over to Jesse. And then, so that will be the time for people to give an update if you have any updates you'd like to share with all of us as far as how you're doing and what number of shred you're on and all of that. So thank you guys for always showing up every Wednesday. So many of you come every single week and we just love you guys. All right, so the first one is Joshua White. Are you there, Josh? Or Julie Empey Danielson, is that, I think, Sean, I can't read his handwriting all the time, so.
I'm here.
There she is, yep.
Okay.
It says Dawn because I'm on my husband's computer. I didn't realize this. This is my first time ever with the Zoom.
Okay, yeah, well, thank you, Julie, for being willing to share your experience.
Yeah, it's been great. We're in the middle of a second shred right now. Michelle Lloyd, well, I've done Isagenix about 11 years, and Michelle Lloyd had joined in with me, but became great friends also. I was really good friends with her brother. And I had seen her doing some posting in November and December saying, hey, ER shred, and I've done this and that. And so I had messaged her. I'm like, what's ER shred? You know, because she's just really fantastic and very health conscious also, which I am too. And so I just hadn't seen it at all. And so then she says, well, it's, you know, the 9-day with a twist. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's great. Because I needed to, you know, get out of the funk of the 2020 COVID year. The last day of work was March 19th, and I've still not gone back, but you know, that's just 2020. And so I am one that kind of reads a book, reads a magazine from the epilogue to the post-log to each index to each chapter list. So I dissect things when I really want to know and research things. So it was about January, I was going to do the January 4th shred, and then my father had passed away with COVID in December. So just everything wasn't ready for me. It wasn't my time to start it because we were going to be coming to St. George around the 1st of January. Well, we were there for Easter and then Christmas and then came home. So it just, I needed that 11 days to really just focus and be home. And so I did start incubating the shakes in January though. And I used the isoline because I had a bunch of isoline, but I also did have the Whey Pro. So I've been doing the 1.5 scoop isoline with the 1 scoop Pro. So I incubated shakes and I could tell a difference of the gas and bloating right away, but I really wasn't paying attention to other benefits of that other than, oh my goodness, I'm not waking up in the morning and making all those sounds of gas on the way to the bathroom, telling my husband, hey, the floors are squeaky, but it was me singing, So I did notice a little difference from the incubated shakes. And then in researching all the guides and following this great community, and was going to start with the Shamrock Shred in March. And I came across a quote, let me see if I can find, and I printed it because it just meant so much, that it says, there's a difference between interest and commitment. When you're interested in doing something, you do it only when it's convenient. When you're committed to something, you accept no excuses, only results. And that really hit me because I'm like, what am I doing all this preparation for? I can just let's start. And so I looked at the calendar and was making sure I had all the product on hand. And so I started March 6th and had told my husband earlier that week that we need to go to Costco because I got to get grass-fed butter, got to look for the, just get all the grass-fed meats, get the supplies for the meat meals. And he says, so what are you going to do? And I told him. And so he felt on Wednesday or Thursday of that week, he said, so do you have enough product that I can start too? And it just floored me because over the last, we've been married 6 years now, and periodically he'll have a shake or a bar, but nothing really with Isagenix. So when he says, okay, I'm doing it, I'm like, okay. So hurried and just threw another order in to get the Isoline Pro and some extra cleanse for him. So we both started and it was just amazing. On day 3, which is that first cleanse day, about halfway through the day, we're sitting there just watching TV or doing something, I don't know, but he just said, he went like this with his hands. He's like, oh my gosh, my hands just are not tight. And so just immediately, you could feel it. And then by day 5 or 6, I told him, I said, are you sleeping better? Because either I'm sleeping better or you're sleeping better because I'm not constantly pushing you to roll over from snoring. So I know I always hear him. So he's been sleeping better and hasn't really had to use his machine because I've not been pushing him and reminding him, put your mask on, So that's been beneficial for him. And on day 5, I've had 2 inches off of my knees released from all the inflammation. And
wow,
2
inches just on your knees. That's
just
amazing.
on my knees only. And on the measurement chart, I measured the upper knee, but I also added my regular, just the knee part, because my whole leg was just like a trunk, a tree trunk. There was no calf, there was no knee, no indentation, all the way up to my hips. And so I added that knee, not in the totals, but just so I could follow it. And it was 3 inches just on the knee part, in addition to the 2 above the knee. So with addition to that, on day 7, I had gone down the stairs and I hit the bottom and I was like, wait a minute, I just walked step by step by step down the stairs. Because for years have gone, 1 step, put 2 feet, 1 step and lead with the strong leg. But day 7, I was just hit the bottom, here I am. It's like, whoa, it's just, you just feel so good. Yeah. And along with my knees, I did have a knee scope surgery last September and just not 100% feeling good from that. And also some extra weight, that you carry around, a lot of extra weight, just tears your knees up. And so after about 10 or 15 minutes of any type of activity, cooking, cleaning, trying to go for a walk, even just shopping, I would be like, I just need to sit and let my knees just take a break just to get some more strength. And this last couple of weeks, the weather's been better out here in Tennessee. I'm just in a suburb of Nashville, and I've been out doing yard work, trim the hedges, trim the rose bushes, digging the dandelions, and I'm out there for 2 and 3 hours and can keep going. It's like, I need to make myself stop to drink. And so our total combined shred as of today, because I did a measurement this morning just because I wanted to have an update for tonight, but combined, we're at almost 40 inches and 30 pounds, but mine is 18 inches or 18 pounds and 29 inches.
Wow, that is amazing.
Amazing. And my husband's at 14 inches and, or excuse me, 14 pounds and probably about 13 inches. He'll measure in the morning. So
Yeah.
it's just been outstanding because
Oh, that's so fun.
I want to go on motorcycle rides. And, you know, the last ride we did, he's like, it's a little tight back there. Like, and I looked up the limits and I'm like, okay, so goal is I got to get down so we're safe on a motorcycle and he's close to retiring. So it's going to be fun to be able to venture out and go on all those trails and just continue to be active. It's awesome.
That's so awesome. I can just tell you're just so happy about this. Like you've just been smiling nonstop. So I can just see the excitement radiating from you. And this just sounds really awesome. Thanks for sharing all of those different aspects of this, you know, the sleep, the, you know, like being able to walk down the stairs without, you know, one step at a time. And the 2 inches around your knee, like that is so awesome. Is there anything else that you noticed that was interesting for you?
Well, along with the knee pain, my last over-the-counter medicine, you know, I was living on daily piggybacking. You know, last summer I heard, hey, you can do ibuprofen. I knew ibuprofen is bad for you. And then somebody at the pool, because I always would swim and go to the pool all the time. And he's like, well, you can take Tylenol with it. And I'm like, what? And he's like, well, you just got to wait and piggyback it. So, I mean, I was popping those like candy, and I've not had a one since March 5th, since day one of shreds. So,
oh my gosh.
And I've not needed it.
Yes. What a great story. Thank you so much, Julie. That's very inspiring.
Yeah, my husband says he feels like he walks brisker and just, you know, more energy. And he said, hey, I can stand and reach down and I can put my sock on without having to sit.
Yeah. That's so awesome.
And he's not hangry. He doesn't get that hangry monster showing up. And
oh man, that's so awesome. So you feel, so that's really cool too, that he decided to jump on board last minute. That's exciting.
Oh yeah, I was very excited, which makes it easy because
it does.
You know, just one meal and, you know, 7 meals for 11 days and eating the same. And I did have to cook. Our neighbor had heart surgery, so I made her a meal right in the middle of it. And it just made me so aware of how much you just pop in your mouth all the time. You know, I was on a cleanse day, so I wasn't going to try some of that meat and different things. And just, you know, making it and making the sauce and different things, you know, is like my hand wanted to do it, but I was conscious of, oh my goodness, how often do we do that?
It's so true.
You know, I had to apologize to him. I said, I hope it really tastes okay, because the chef wasn't able to taste anything today.
I know. That's funny. Oh, I so understand what you mean about just not really being aware of the little things that you put in your mouth all day long. And that's one of the things that I've loved so much about this is, and it's making me ultra aware of every little thing that I put in my mouth. And one thing that was used to be my thing every single day was quesadillas, because that's like a staple for my kids. And I would eat them every single day just because I would be making them for the kids, and I would just always eat it. And I don't even, you know, I just wasn't even aware that I was doing it every single day. but it was every day, quesadilla, along with my kids.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you so much for this community, and just, when I was watching all your different videos and things, I'm like, oh my goodness, because I'm from St. George also, so I was so happy when you guys moved to town, and I run into Randy at the stores and different things around
that's
town.
fun.
So
That's
we
so
try to get to
awesome.
St. George often, so it's
Yeah.
fun to see all there. But I was just so heartbroken for you guys. I'm like, oh my goodness, their health crisis they went through, but what a blessing for you to have to share this, and the community that's enveloped it, and Jesse's support and information, and
Yeah.
Heather with those Friday night rooms. That was just
Yeah.
perfect timing, because we did one Friday night and Saturday we started, and
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
it's been so tremendous. So thank you to everybody.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so grateful for this amazing tribe as well. It's been such a great gift for me to have all these friends and people that are in so much in alignment with what we're trying to do here. So thank you so much, Julie, for sharing that. Is Josh here, Josh White or Marianne? I don't know how to say the last name, Mamakos. And if they're not here, is there anyone else that would like to share an update?
Crystal, I saw a comment from Kathy Stipe in the chat box, willing to share.
Okay, yeah, Kathy, come on.
Hi, I'm Kathy Stipe, and I'm under Michelle Krieger, and I've known Peter Greenlaw for probably close to 20 years. I used to work with him when he was in the cabinet industry, and he's the one who actually introduced me to Isagenix in general, and then hooked me up with Michelle as far as having her as my coach. And what I have, and I'm from Denver, Colorado. So some of the things that I have noticed is that with our many inches of snow that we've gotten here, I'm out there shoveling, and I don't get as tired, but what I've really noticed mostly is afterwards, I'm not stiff and sore from shoveling all the snow from the day before. So that was amazing. I've noticed that quite a bit, that I do some exercise and I'm not sore. And maybe I need to work harder on my exercising. I don't know, but
That's a good sign.
yeah. So I've lost inches. I have a dress that I've been trying on periodically, and it's been too tight and not been able to zip up the zipper. And of course the zipper, it's hard to get back there anyway to do it myself, but I tried it on today just to kind of see, and I've actually, around my rib cage, it's loose around the dress. I still need to work on my stomach area, but it like fits me so much better than it has in the last few months.
Yeah.
And I've done the ER shred 3 times now. And I am a diabetic. And that's part of the reason when I spoke to Peter, I said, I'm just so sick of having more medications dumped on me. I said, there's got to be a way, some way to get all that away and be able to eat right and lose the weight. And that's when he told me about all this. And I went in a couple of weeks ago, and my A1C has always been over 7 points, close to 8 points. And when I started doing it, it went down to 7.2. 7.1. This last time it was 6.7. So I'm in normal range.
That's awesome.
That's been like probably close to 20 years that I've been in normal range. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. That's
So
big results. 20
yeah,
years.
I'm happy about the A1C.
Yes. That's so awesome. Anything else you've noticed as far as like mental, emotional, physical?
Well, I can feel it. Like when I was a kid, my mom always told me I had really sharp shins, and now I'm starting to feel my sharp shins again. So it's coming off my legs here and there, and
Yeah.
just everywhere. It's kind of coming off, except my stomach is I still need to work on it there.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and I have more energy, probably.
You have what?
More energy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's so good to hear. And so you're on your second shred, right? Is that what you said?
I've already gone through 3
Oh,
ER
3.
shreds.
Oh, good for
Yeah.
you.
The actual pounds don't come off easy for me for some reason. I don't know what it is, but total I have lost about 12.
Well, yeah, inches are what really matters anyway, right?
It seems like it helps me more than releasing the poundage.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Okay, thank you so much. That was
Thank you.
awesome.
Sure.
Anyone else like to share any updates?
I can give you an update, Crystal.
Okay, thanks, Rod.
You bet. I just want to say again, some of you have heard from me a couple of times, but I've noticed this. I thought this morning, wow, this is the end of the first 3 months that I've been involved with this community and this group, and it wasn't a New Year's resolution. You know, I don't do that anymore. But I do remember distinctly on January 2nd, just saying, okay, I'm gonna fix this, because my weight had ballooned, you know, to the point where you step on the scale, but you're not sure because the scale only goes so far. Well, I hadn't quite got there where it maxed out, but I was at 321 pounds. It was the second time in my life that I noticed that. The first time was 7 years ago when I started with Isagenix, and I had lost 50 pounds and 50 inches right away. And I became probably, as many of you have, the most loyal product user, and attended all the events and enrolled 150 to 200 people. And then what I found, and I look back on it, is I found that I loved the products so much that I bought all the products. I didn't care. It didn't matter if it was a new bar or a new shake. And before I knew it, what really helped me, the Isoline Pro, was way in the back of the pantry, and all the other wonderful flavors were up front.
Yeah.
And I started to ask around, and other people were noticing they weren't quite getting the same results. And so I said, well, you know, maybe that's who I'm going to be. Is just that big guy again, and this is a one-time occurrence. But a couple of people who had been involved in my life and crossed paths with you told me about the ER shred. And I'm kind of the orphan here of the group. There's nobody from my team here. There's nobody from my upline here, but they told me about it. And so I came and paid a visit and said, you know, it's just 11 days. I could probably do this once a quarter. It will be another tool in my toolbox. That's all once a quarter, I'll just do a little blitz, 11 days.
Yeah.
Well, as so many have said, I started on January 9th, and within about 5 or 6 days, I had that feeling that I had way back in the old days. I lit up. I felt like I'd swallowed a spark plug. I was energized. It was really cool. And by the end of the 11 days, I had lost, I think it was like 15 pounds, and it was really crazy. So by way of an update, you know, I didn't just do it once a quarter. In fact, I needed more than the team was doing. This idea once a month, I mean, how can that work? Like twice a month must be better. But what I've actually done is I've now finished 4 since January 9th, 3 with the team and 1 independently. And then I've invented just on my own a little 6 or 7 day mini shred where I can do a 2-day cleanse and have 3 or 4 shake and steak days in between. So I've done 2 of those. And so in January, I ended up losing 23.8 pounds. In February, I lost 8.2 pounds. And in March, this morning, 10.4 pounds. So that's 42.4. And as I was writing that down in my journal, and as I was thinking about what to post this morning, words came to me, you know, like trust, trust the people around you and the people who've been there, done that. And for 11 days, we can try anything. And if it didn't work, how bad is 7 days of steak anyway? It's not terrible, right? And but what I think really stuck out for me is ER Shred and all of you gave me hope that I didn't have to be that guy. Hope, when I talk about my why with people, it's really clear to me. My why is my grandkids. I've got 9 grandchildren. There was a time back before Isagenix for me where my son came to me and said, Dad, they're going to want to know you. You didn't know your grandpa. I didn't know my grandpa. For 3 generations, there's been no grandpas. So it's up to you. You're the only one there is left. Do you want to have grandchildren that know you? And it's not up to them, it's up to you. And so that's rekindled. And this has really brought my Grandpa Project, which I founded and created a nice space around. It's really given me hope and energy and gratitude around all of that. Some of the non-scale stuff, I think I'm 3 notches down in my belt. I'm down at least 1, maybe 1.5 sizes in shirts. And I like to tell people who are asking me what I'm doing, I say, well, you know what I'm doing is I'm eating really well once, and I'm nourishing myself twice every day. But after I usually have my steak meal around 2 o'clock, and I usually have my last shake around 7. After that, there's no interest in anything else. There's no more sweets, no more carbs, no more gluten. I will tell you that we used to drink a lot of alcohol for fun and for effect. And my wife and I split a bottle of wine on Valentine's Day. That was it so far until last weekend. We had a post-vaccination dinner with friends that we haven't seen for a year, went to their house. And I think I drank a bottle and a half of wine. And I was beating myself up for a while. And the next day, I looked at the scale and I was up like 2.5, 3 pounds. And I told my wife, I said, oh, that's the wine weight. That's all that is. That's gotta be wine weight. But I'll shut up and end this. But I think hope, gratitude, results are all the key words for my update. And I set a mental goal that I want to be in the 100-pound club, and 42% of the way there. And it's not a race. I'll get there when I get there. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate it all.
Thank you so much, Rod. I really appreciated that. That's fun to hear, like how, you've been working at this for a while and your results, like that's exciting. 40, what'd you say, 40?
Yeah, 42 today. 40, I'm doing a little 2-day cleanse right now to kind of get ready for our April 12th event. That'll be my 5th one officially in April.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up for all of you guys. If you didn't know, we're starting another group shred on April 12th. So that's going to be fun. It's fun to do it as a group, right? It's fun to get in the group and remind everybody what day you're on and just kind of share your results as well as pictures of your steaks and your shakes. And that's always fun. So thank you so much, Rod. I love that you touched on the trust, how you said trust and hope, because I do know that feeling. We all have certain things that we are struggling with when it comes to our health. And for me, the skin issue was something that I had always battled like for years, and I just kind of lost hope that anything would ever work. Right. And so it is really cool to have trust, like you said, trust. Like sometimes we just decide that nothing is going to work and we lose trust. Like people will tell us like, no, you just got to try this, this, and this. And like, and I got to the point where I was just like, no, like I feel like I've tried everything. Like I'm sick of people telling me what worked for them, because every time I try something that worked for you, it didn't work for me. So I love that you touched on that, because I can totally resonate with your experience. It's kind of feeling like, I guess I just need to accept that this is the way I am.
Yeah.
So awesome. That's so inspiring. Thank you, Rod. Now, I think we'll just go ahead and turn the time over to you, Jesse, our ER Shred ambassador. Tell us about your weekend.
No way. What's happening?
Tell us. I want to know. How'd that go?
What do you want to know?
How was that? Like, tell us, just give us a summary of your experience. Tell us again how many miles you did and all of it. How you feeling now?
Okay. So it was called the Georgia Death Race. It was, I think it ended somewhere just shy of 74 miles, 16,000 feet of climbing up with 16,000 feet of down, spaced out throughout that 74 4-ish miles. So it's not like, there's no 16,000-foot mountains in Georgia, but it's like go up 3,000, go down 3,000, go up 3,400, come back down, go up 2, come back down. Like it's all spaced out. It's all trails. It's all rugged, rocky, rooty. It's nuts. So you start in the dark. I ended in the dark. And it's just, it's really hard to describe an ultra marathon. Like I try to describe it to people and they're just like, what's wrong? I go, screws loose. And I just keep it that simple. And because it's really, really hard to describe. But for me, what it does for me, number one, it's a community just like we have here at the ER Shred Crystal. It's the most epic human beings that I've ever met in my entire life. Everybody has their own story. Everybody has their struggles. Everybody has their reason why. People ultra run and it saved them from drug addiction. People ultra run and it saved them from depression. And the cool thing is, people are like, why the hell do you keep signing up for this? Like, I paid $235 to put that punishment on myself. And I got a spike. Hold on, I'll show you.
That's funny. You paid to torture yourself.
So, yeah, this is actually a great lesson. I'm so glad you asked, because this is the lesson. Who cares that I did it and ran up it? Like, big deal. Like, I punished myself enough, but this is so cool. Like, this is the Georgia Death Race spike. It's a railroad spike. And you get this one that's engraved. I don't know if you can see it. It says Georgia Death Race on it. The light's glowing on it, but it's engraved Georgia Death Race. And before you start the race, everybody gets one of these, and you have to carry this with you the entire course of the race. And when you finish, there's a coffin, and you literally take out your old spike and you throw it in, and it makes this like clanging sound. And you have to do that before they give you this. So you just went 74 miles. I'm not going to lie, like my feet were on fire. My legs were hurt. My quads were seizing. The humidity was 80% that day. I was training the entire time in cold, not in the heat. So it completely wrecked me. Like I couldn't eat solid foods. But let me explain this part to you. And this is such a great lesson that we can take with the ER Shred. So my good friend, Sean Blayton, his name is Run Bum. He puts on this race, and he's an ultra marathon runner himself. He's run like over 200 ultra marathons. He puts on some of the most epic races. I've done a lot of them now, and they're really, really hard. And every one of them, he encourages people. And this particular one, it's always like a joke. Like it's a running joke. I remember the first year, I was like, what the hell? It's like, you're going to die. I hope you don't finish. I hope you fail. And I was like, well, this reminds me of the other death race that I did where they wanted me to fail. And that's the cool part about being able to keep that bib is you only keep it if you finish. They take it if you do not finish, which is called DNF, right? But so this race, Sean attempted to climb Mount Everest. And while climbing Mount Everest, if people don't understand, Mount Everest is 32,000 feet. You don't just go to the top. You go stage by stage. You go to like base camp, and then camp 1, camp 2, camp 3, and you have to spend 3 or 4 days there to get your blood to acclimate to the oxygen level and deprivation and all that kind of good stuff. And so many people die. I mean, five amazing mountain climbers just died on Kilimanjaro this year. They tried to summon it in the winter. I mean, it's a really dangerous thing that these guys do. But Sean got really, really sick, and you have what's called Sherpas. You have Sherpas that literally escort you. You can't just go up yourself. And he thought he got oxygen sickness, and it's basically you can die from this, and you can take a pill and you can get back down. And the story was that was like the lowest point of his entire life, of everything that he's ever done, where he thought it was all over, but yet came back. And he was going out to the West Coast where a lot of big ultra marathons take place, and people were making fun of, oh, your trails out east are so, whatever, you don't have the elevation. He's like, are you kidding me? And that's kind of where the Georgia Death Race was born. It was a compilation. It's two things combined. It was Mount Everest adventure plus people kind of cracking jokes. So he literally created what I believe to be one of the hardest ultra marathons on the East Coast, and really just about, I've traveled all over the US and even into Canada and stuff, and I've run these things, and this thing is a freaking beast. And so you carry, the spike is to represent your burdens. and your struggles in life. And you know, at first, when you're fresh and you're brand new and the adrenaline is pumping, 1 pound in your pack doesn't make sense. And I learned my lesson after the first year I did this race. I've done it 3 times. That goes to show you the screws loose. So I bring bubble wrap, and I bubble wrap this because the first year this thing dug such a hole in my back by the end that it was like excruciating pain. And I was like, I'm not going to cause any more pain than this race already is. So after 20 miles and 30 miles and 50 miles, and you've already climbed 12,000 feet of elevation and down, and you're just like miserable and hurting. You know, people are like, how do you train for it? You can only train so much. My biggest run going into this race was 31 miles. That was where I capped out my training, and the race was 74. So you don't actually go that. What you're doing over time is you're training your brain, you're training your mind. But the cool thing with this race is that you carry your burdens. And for people that didn't finish, I didn't finish the second year. I got disqualified. I missed the last cutoff at the 64-mile mark. I missed the freaking cutoff and couldn't finish the race. And I have a spike that's not engraved. So I have 2 engraved and 1 not engraved. And that's like, that hit me hard. So you carry these burdens with you. Everybody has their burdens that they carry. And you just, it's a reminder that, especially when you finish, that struggle is okay. I think so many of us run from struggle. We don't learn to embrace struggle. We don't learn to embrace failure. We don't learn that life isn't always peachy hunky-dory. And you know what? It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be like that. In fact, the more you struggle, the more burdens you carry, the more that you can fight and dig through. You know, every time I finish one of these crazy things, the one thing that it does for me is it reminds me how stupid and insane I am. And the other thing that it really does is it reminds me that I can do hard things, and I become mentally stronger every single time. You know, and it's just like your first shred. You might have struggled like a son of a gun your first few cleanses, and now you might be 3 shreds in, and all of a sudden cleanse days, you're looking forward to them like me. I schedule them into my training. I really look forward to those cleanse days because I know the benefit and the health. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I just wanted to share that story around it. But the race itself is nuts. I mean, it's a stupid amount of elevation. Like, if you kind of, you know, you can say 16,000 feet and you're like, wow, that sounds like a lot. But I'll kind of put it into perspective with you real quick, and then we'll break down the ER shred. If you go to Vermont and you climb a 4,000 foot mountain, you don't usually go from the bottom at 0 to 4,000. There's like a base camp area that you start and you hit your trailhead for anybody that's been out in trails before. So maybe you start at, say, like, I don't know, 1,500 feet or something. So by the time you get to the top, you've climbed 2,500, 3,000 feet. And that's a solid climb. I mean, you go up that and come back down, and that's a great workout. You're pretty damn beat. So put that into perspective. That's 3,000 feet of elevation going up one mountain. So 16,000 feet throughout 74 miles is just kind of like cuckoo crazy, right? Which is probably why my right foot still hurts a little bit. And my quads are a little bit tender. But I mean, I was climbing ladders on Monday. So recovery is such an important part of obviously, you know, what we always preach. And that's just good nutrition over time and prepping the body and getting the body where it's got to be, which is why we like to promote consistency, because consistency, I didn't get to this point where I can fully almost function normally after 2 days of doing that. I remember my first race, I was out for like 2 weeks. Like, I was like, give me a walker, put the tennis balls on the bottom of this son of a bitch, and like somebody like pushed me around. Like, that's how I felt the first races that I've ever done. And it's just kind of gotten like, you know, over time, 88 Ks, 100 milers, Spartan Death Race, Georgia Death Race, Squamish 50-50 out in British Columbia, which is one of my favorite ultra marathons. Like, it's just so cool, these experiences. But yeah, that's the race.
I love that. Such a great analogy and lesson. Thank you for sharing that. The burdens
are such, it's so powerful. Like, I put that spike on my desk just to like remind me, you know, I can't tell you how many times, like, I'm not going to lie, I wanted to quit a lot. This race was really, I couldn't eat normal food, which is not normal for me. I mean, I can eat a burger, like running down the trail normally, and the humidity, like I felt like I was gonna vomit the entire time. It was disgusting. Like I thank God for electrolytes and pickle juice and pickles. And I mean, that's the stuff that I was eating. I was eating these little things called fat bombs, like, and I really believe, like in my soul, I truly believe it now. Like I waited 8 months. I had proof of concept of what we've done. I needed to do this ultra marathon being fully fat adapted before I could put my stamp on it. Like I have to be the guinea pig. It's how it's been for 20 years before I can like scream from the rooftops. I know I've been doing that already, but now I'm really screaming from the rooftops. If I was not fat adapted, and for I barely ate any food. I need you to understand, I probably burned about 12,000 calories during this race. And remember, your body can only store 2,000 calories worth of energy on carbohydrates. It can store 100,000 calories worth of fat. So if I wasn't so good at shifting and being able to utilize that, I don't know if I would have necessarily had the energy. Like, yep, my mental toughness is there. I can talk myself out of things. Like I remember I wanted to lay down in the field and die at one point in time, but I'm like, nope, you're going to keep going because you know the lows are so low and the highs are so high that if you can just grind through the low, that's why I talk about grinding through the sludge. Like this is where this comes from when I teach it to you guys. Like it's real life experience of me literally wanting to throw myself off the side of a mountain, but knowing that if I just kept pushing and I trudged through that crap and I get to that other side, boom, you have that just, I don't know, you just have that feeling of accomplishment. And I think we get that with our health too, right? I think it all kind of goes together and it just kind of blends so beautifully.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool.
That is so cool. I like that you do have that experience to share with all of us, being fat adapted and being able to endure such an intense race.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think, Crystal, like my electrolyte bottles each had 100 calories in each one. I had these little things called fat bombs, which is like 22 grams of fats, macadamia nuts, and sea salt, which went down very easily. And in between, you have what's called aid stations. So you start off and then every 5 to 8 miles, depending upon where remember, this is very remote. This is a point to point race. It goes from one state park in Georgia to the other. It's like a big, huge circle through the Chattanooga forest and stuff. So it's very, very remote, very, very out there. Like you got to access mountain roads. And I mean, Crystal was out there. It took her 50 minutes to go 6 miles on one of these mountain roads, just to kind of put it in perspective, like what it's like out there. And that was in my truck, my like big ass Chevy Z71. So like it's made for trails and mountains, like just to kind of put that in. But you have these aid stations and it's basically people that are set up, and sometimes there's generators and there's food and there's everything from pretzels and cookies and quesadillas and pickles and I used to do all that. I used to live on carbs. I used to go in there and eat all these chips and eat all these pretzels and and do all that. So it's not that you can't do it that way, but I really think that this way is just such a more efficient way. So think like 100 calories in each bottle and then just a couple little packs with me that I could actually get down. That was the only calories I was taking in between those aid stations. So my body had to have been using that fat store, and I've trained the entire time leading up to this race, doing it the lifestyle way of the ER shred. I haven't used carbs. I haven't cheated. I haven't gone off course. Like, I eat a 4,000 calories a day, but it's all meat and fat and avocados and, hemp seed and flaxseed and just, really good quality food to fuel my body, because my vision of food is that's it, right? Like you don't deserve a place in my body unless you serve a purpose, and that purpose is to make me better or help me recover or make me feel good, so I mean, kind of put that into perspective. Like that's why I think that I'm so confident in saying every athlete can benefit. And it's not that you can't do it on carbs. I was shredded and ripped and all that kind of stuff when I ate carbs, but I also had issues. Like I don't have any knee pain right now. I don't have any I would always have something, even though I was physically fit and physically in shape and worked out every day, there'd always be kind of something. And now it's just, key things to me like sleep and recovery, mental focus, waking up without the fog and just boom, getting right into my day because my workouts start in the morning and being able to go to work all day and recover and still have that energy. Like I just believe in my soul that it's just the best way for humans to live. Whether you're an elite athlete or you're an active mom, an active dad, you want to live a good quality life until you get older and function and go on these adventures. Somebody was talking about just being able to walk freely. I mean, that is fucking freeing. Like, that is so freeing. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a diet. It's not this protocol. It's not this don't eat this stuff. Like, it's this lifestyle, this whole holistic, beautiful way of living where everybody just feels awesome. That's what we all deserve. I believe we all deserve that. And I will shout that until the day I die.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, you want me to break down the ER shred real quick?
What do you think?
Let's do it. I can do it. I can do it. 5 minutes. ER shred, really, really simple. We already told you the basic concept. It's a really simple 11-day protocol. The cool thing that I've come to realize now after doing this for 8 months is the ER shred addresses the main concerns that no other diet on the face of this planet does. And I don't mean to refer it to that, but I need you to understand the concept. When people go on a diet, it's about restriction of calories with no concern whatsoever about the quality of the nutrients that are going back into the body. It does not lose visceral body fat. It does not attack inflammation. It does not attack the things that we need to attack in order for people to have aha moments. People need to realize that food is our friend. It's not our enemy, but food is also not entertainment like we've made it out to be today. And what the ER shred addresses is the root cause of these situations that are happening that are causing people to have, let's call it the junk inside the body. Whether that junk means pain, whether it means extra weight, whether it means brain fog, whether it means not sleeping right, whether it means bad stomach issues, you know, everything, every major disease is linked back to chronic inflammation, right? I see Dr. Glenn on tonight. I mean, he can tell you that. Like, we know this, right? But how do we address it? Why can we never crush the cravings? Why can we never crush the carbs? Why can we never get away from that stuff, no matter what we try, no matter what diet you've done? Because diets have the word die in it, and lifestyle has the word life in it. And the ER shred is not a diet. It is empowerment. It puts you back in control. It is the tracks for you to run on. It's an elimination, reset, shred protocol with so many different scientific concepts all compiled into one. And that's the beautiful thing about the ER shred, is that it's not just a one-trick pony. We took, you know, there's a lot of there's many benefits from keto, many benefits from carnivore, many benefits from high protein and protein pacing. We know that. But why is it that none of those by themselves have created the results and the long lasting effects that the ER shred has created in 8 months' time? It's because they don't teach lifestyle. They're not real. There's too much hocus pocus bullshit that's mixed up in the middle. And with the ER shred, we just lay it out for people and we take all that away and we get down to the root cause. The elimination aspect, the E of the ER shred is I think one of the most powerful things. I mean, they're all powerful combined together, but it's really powerful because we are eliminating the non-human foods. Yes, you heard that right. Non-human foods. 90% of the food on the market today is not made for humans, in my opinion. There's chemicals, there's concoctions, there's potions, there's stuff that you can't pronounce. Well, if you can't pronounce it and you put it in your body doesn't know what to do with it. So what does it do? It stores it as fat. What does it do with the toxins and the chemicals? It stores it into the fat cells because they're dangerous. And over time, that creates sludge. Over time, that creates issues. And it starts off real simple. And then it builds, and then it builds, and then it builds. And before you know it, you got 4 and 5 and 6 issues. And you're like, holy crap, what's going on? So the elimination aspect, Crystal, it whacks chronic inflammation right at the gut. I mean, we're not tiptoeing around this stuff. We are attacking this stuff. I mean, look at the testimonials of knee shrinking and inches going away. Like, boom, there's your proof right there. That is inflammation. It will stop you in your tracks. So we eliminate the culprits. We bring you to baseline. It is the most beautiful thing. Why? That's power. That's you back in the driver's seat. When you get to baseline, you now are back in control of your life. Hallelujah. throw a party for yourself. It's not something to take lightly. It is extremely powerful, and it really, really kind of opens the people's eyes to allow them to see this is what food is doing to me. This is what it did to me, and I don't want to do that anymore. So we get to that beautiful baseline, and we're only fueling the body with actual nutrients, vitamins, minerals. You know, we are 100 trillion little circles as human beings, give or take, depending upon our size. Those are cells, those little circles. Those cells need vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. And if we're giving them crap like sugar and processed carbs and all of these potions and pollutants, then our cells aren't working right. And if they're not working right, bad things happen. Skin, hair, nails, overweight, all these issues that we hear people that have had, this is the root cause of this. So we attack that. Then we have the reset aspect, the R of the ER shred, and that is cellular intermittent fasting, cleansing, right? And what that is, this is not like your mainstream fast. The benefits of this are that times 50. If you actually look at the published, peer-reviewed research on cellular intermittent fasting, the way that we do it, it is mind-blowing. And we even have new research that is in the process of being published that shows results through the roof. We are attacking visceral body fat. That is the fat that does not get attacked on a regular diet, if you will, Crystal. So we are going after visceral body fat, that organ fat that causes damage. We are resetting the hormones in the body, ghrelin, serotonin, insulin, the most powerful hormone in the entire body. We are getting back control of that. We're regulating blood sugars. We are allowing the body to do what the body is supposed to do. The cleanse, my friends, is not the magic. Do not get tricked into that in this industry. The cleanse is not the magic. You are the magic. We are now giving you, the magic, the support that you need to do what you were designed to do. You see, the human body is not supposed to be sick. You are supposed to be able to cleanse yourself of toxins, but a lot of us are clogged up. And if your liver's clogged up, you can't do that right. So the cleanse is like an oil change for the body, that cellular fast. And like I said, wait, this new research comes out. It is just, I mean, if you're a health professional and you're not promoting this, shame on you. Freaking shame on you for not doing that. You are doing people a disservice. It's dishonorable. Like, it's just not good. So that's the reset side of this. And then we have the shred. What is the shred? During the 11-day protocol, we're fueling the body for peak performance. We are using macronutrient balanced meal replacement shakes. We are using science and an incubation process that is allowing people to feel fuller, that is allowing people to crush their cravings, that is allowing people to, get in the quality protein that they have. These are undenatured whey protein. They have an informed sport, informed choice certification, which is the platinum standard of certification. We need to supplement because of the deprivation. ER shred to me is the ancestral way of eating, Crystal. Fast forward into the 21st century, because we're dealing with things today that we didn't have to deal with back then. But the DNA in the human body has not changed over time. The only thing that's changed is how we abuse ourselves, the chemicals that we ingest and all the other crap. So we had to adjust it. So it's the ancestral way, but the 21st century. So we're going to utilize science. We're going to utilize peer-reviewed research. Why would we not? We would be foolish to turn our heads and not use that. So we use these amazing, delicious, creamy macronutrient shakes that my daughter even screamed for and asked for by name. And hopefully my new baby will also get and ask for by name, because I'll be giving that new baby
I wanted to make sure everybody knew of that. I know you announced it, but Heather's like, make sure that we congratulate him again, because I don't know if everybody saw your post, but we are all so excited for you. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm excited to have, I think I'm going to have the first shredder baby. Yeah. And I'm really, really excited about it. That's I'm definitely making an ER shred onesie for sure. Yes. For sure. I might have to fight Crystal on it, but I'll win. No worries. So the shred fuels the body. And we also use what I believe to be a demonized food for no reason whatsoever besides money and greed. And we are using red meat, fat. We are reintroducing the human population to fat. One of the worst science experiments that have ever been done is when we remove fat out of the human diet and we replace that with sugar and grains. And that was 60 years ago. And you know, there is not one piece, I have looked everywhere, there is not one piece of scientific research that backs the theory of why we should remove fat from our diet. It was all bullshit. It was bullshit, and it really, really makes me mad as somebody who cares about other people's health. I fell for it. Dr. Glenn shaking his head. I know he was taught the same thing, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I've preached it for so many years. I did it myself. I ate all those things. I put my body in that pain because I thought that was the right way. Well, what we've learned now is it's not the right way. 90% of our body is designed to function off of fat, and it thrives. And 10% it is glucose. That's our brain. Our brain can live on that stuff all day long. But we balance all of that out with the meat and the butter and the salt and the shakes. And we got your electrolytes and we got your sleep. And it's a complete package that we have with the ER Shred. And the shredding aspect of it is teaching people the way to eat food, not for entertainment, but for life. And then, Crystal, I already talked about it, but we summed it up with the community. I mean, the community itself is worth its weight in gold. It's priceless to me. It's the best community that I have ever been a part of, and I've been a part of sports my entire life. But it's really, really what makes the ER Shred so special, each and every single person, and it's just such a beautiful thing to be a part of. I mean, we have free coaching. We're going to have free cooking lessons. We have you doing mindset. We have me doing health coaching. We have Susan as a holistic nurse and an herbalist. We have Dr. Glenn and Dr. Ina. I mean, come on. We have Bob, the financial guy. I mean, come on, for crying out loud. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Right? I would pay millions of dollars for that if I had that 20 years ago in my life. But it's just such a beautiful package all wrapped into one.
Absolutely. Thank you for touching all of that. I love the reminder and the recognition of all the different people that are in this community, and how this is such a beautiful thing to have that wide range of people bringing their gifts into one place where we all feel like uplifted and inspired and educated. So thank you so much, Jesse. That was amazing. Yeah. As usual. We're so grateful for your knowledge.
And I didn't mean to brush you off. I truly, from the bottom of my soul, appreciate every single one of you. I saw all your messages on the post. I hate talking about myself like this. Like I care so much just about other people. Like I hate putting myself in that. And you know, I hate that, Crystal. But seriously, like your messages, I looked at my phone, I brought batteries, I listened to your messages, I looked at your post. On the pregnancy one, I put it right up before the race. I mean, 500 and something, and all those comments I couldn't even get to. Like it seriously touched my heart. So thank you to each and every single one of you. Like I literally had you in my brain the entire time. I don't just tell you to do these things. Like I will always show you. And I'm so grateful for all of you. So thank you.
Yeah, well, we're so excited for you. This is such exciting news for all of us. New member of our family.
Yes.
We're all getting a new baby. Okay, well, thank you guys again for being here. We just love you guys so much. We're so grateful that you show up every week and keep showing up in the group. We love to hear your results, your questions, all of it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and join us again tomorrow night. Sean and Adam, they're going to talk all about what Adam is doing and how he's sharing the ER Shred. Share the Shred. That's what tomorrow night's going to be all about. All right, you guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Good night, guys. Have a great night.
Bye,
See you tomorrow.
guys.
Awesome call, everyone.
Take care.
Love you all.
April, what happened to you?
Oh,
what happened?
April fall
I was
down.
gonna click end. I'm like, whoa, April, what is going on there, girl?
this is a week. Like I'm it happened a week ago Monday. I tripped on a step and my face hit the concrete.
Oh my
Step.
gosh.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Thanks. Yeah.
Poor girl.
It's way better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except I have a zombie look now.
I know, it's kind of cool.
But it's all good. All good.
I'm scared of you.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. I love you, Heidi.
Happy birthday, Mel. Happy birthday.
Mel.
Bro. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Happy birthday.
I'll
Hi.
be talking to you soon, Bob. I got it almost done.
Okay, Mel, thank you. Happy birthday. Enjoy your party. Enjoy your day.